Hi everyone, it's Nancy. I'm back with part 2 of our the album that we're making. I wanted to be clear on the spine because I felt like I just wasn't clear enough on the first video on the spine, so I wanted to do one with you just to make sure you understood, because I know I didn't have the right size strip cut. So I just covered the front like I showed you before, and then we had put the fabric spine on here. So we need to cover the this part here. So what I did was I took a 2-inch wide, and you can always cut it a little more and then trim once you fold it to the back, but 2 inches seems to be good for this. And it's about a 1/2 inch bigger on each end because we need it to fold over, okay? So I'm just going to show you the correct way of gluing the spine on here, the cover for the spine, and then we'll continue on. So I hope everyone's doing good today, and thanks so much for the wonderful feedback on the first part of this journal. I really appreciate it, and I'm trying, I just hope I'm explaining it okay for you. I don't want to make it difficult, by no means. It really is an easy process, but sometimes I wonder about my explaining. So what we're going to do is, you're going to, just how we lined up the cover piece to the edge of the cardboard, we're going to do the same, and just make sure there's a 1/2 inch overhang on each side for you know, to complete the spine. So that's about there. When we do that, that's on the front of, that would be on the front cover as well as on the back cover. So we're working from the front to the back, okay? So now I'm going to turn it over, and then what we need to do is clip right here up to the cardboard where the cardboard meets on both sides, so we're able to seal those two edges, okay? So just eyeball it, just make a clip like that right up to the cardboard on both sides, like this. And now you see it, we're able to we're going to fold this over and glue it down, okay? So then the next thing to do is just to put a little bit of glue here for now, like that, on both ends, making sure I'm in the camera here. And then let's get those covered, and just hold that down for a second, like that. Okay, and once that's down, the only other thing we need to do is cut this on a slight angle. Cut these ends off, just not on a sharp angle, not sharp, but just on a slight angle like so, both sides, okay? Just on a slight angle where that meets at the corner. And by doing that, we're going to fold this over, and that finishes off the spine on here. That's, I hope that makes sense now, because I felt like I wasn't being clear on that since I couldn't really show you. So I wanted to save one of the spines to show you that it was pretty easy to do this. So then we just glue this on. Okay. And then once we get that done, we're going to cover the inside. So I already cut my image, and that's going to glue onto here. Now, when this is connected, I'm sorry, that's the front, so that's going to go this way, okay? When those are connected, the spines, it's going to be opening, they'll be together like this, and then the book will be opening that way. So even though this might not match up here, like here, you're not going to ever see that because this will always be closed, okay? So let me get that on there. Here's our inside of our front cover. And we're almost done with, well, the decorating on the front is fun. So, and I cut this paper to go pretty much right up to the edge almost. It's your preference though, if you like a little more border showing, but I wanted to get it as close to the edge as I could. And I like it that way, so I'm getting to the end of this bottle here, so it takes me a little longer to get the glue out, but we got to have a little patience, right? So I don't know if you had a chance to look for any 45s available on eBay or Etsy, if you are interested in making any of these albums. Okay, let me get that cover on, and let me get this paper on here. Okay, sorry if I get my head in here, but I just want to make sure. I don't know if you can see how close I have it to the edge. Make sure. Yep. Okay, there we go. I'll just push that into place. And that's our front cover. And here's our insides, back cover. So we have the covers done, right? Okay, so now I will show you, we're going to put eyelets, 2 in here, 2 to match up 2 back here, and we're going to put 1 in the back cover here. So what I did was, I want to make myself a template for the holes. Now we know this is 8 inches, right? And I'm going to use this template too for making holes in my pages that are going to go inside too. So I mean, it's whatever you want to do, but I measured 2 inches up from each end, and I thought that was a good measurement for this, because most of those kind of albums had 2 holes and everything was tied together. So that's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to measure like 2 inches up from each side. And then we want to make sure it's centered on the spine. I'm trying to get my head in here to make sure I have it. So I just want to make sure these are centered before I actually punch. That looks good. It's like 3/8. For me, it's like 3/8 from each end, and that seems to be good. This one here, I think, because you want to get it as even as possible. So I guess, yeah, right there. I want to make sure they're as even as you possibly can get them. I want to say that bottom one is off just a smidge. Let me take a look this way. Well, that looks good. And that one, just a smidge. I'm going to move it just a little bit over and make sure. It's best to take your time, you know, to make sure you have it exactly where you want it. Okay, and make sure I have it 2 inches up. Yep, and 2 inches. Yep. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to make a template, but I measured here. This is my front cover. I'm going to use my crocodile. I have my 3/16 inch eyelets here, right? My hitch post and my hair elastic, okay? So on this crocodile, we're going to use the larger hole because there's a smaller and a larger. So we're going to use the larger. And I am going to find my mark, center that mark, and punch on those marks. I've got to see. Boy, sometimes I get a shadow here. Okay, there it is. Okay. Okay, there we go. And then I noticed my paper here didn't punch through because it's probably still wet from the glue, but that's not a problem. I'll just poke that through. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then, oops. Okay, grab that piece of paper. I want to make sure that everything is lined up on both pieces. So I have my front that I just punched. I have my back. I want to line my pieces up, how they're going to be together, like so. And I am going to go in there, into the hole in the middle, and I'm going to mark it here. Okay, so now this is my front that I already did. Now I'm going to do the back cover. Punch the holes on the marks. Sometimes that cardboard sticks in there. Okay. You'll find these will fly off at you. They'll fly all over the floor. They'll hit you in the face. Okay. Let me get that centered and punched. Sometimes they'll come out for you really good. Sometimes they don't. Okay. And then here, my Wheaties to do this. Okay. So we have the front and back cover punched. And one more punch that we need to do on the back cover to put the eyelet for the elastic closure. Oh, we have to do two. We have to do a punch on the front and the back now. Sorry about that. Okay, so now that's easy because what we want to do is, since this is 8 inches, we want to put it in the middle. So I'm going to get my longer ruler here, and then I am going to mark it at 4, and I'm going to go in about 1/4 inch. Yeah, we're going to do like a generous 1/4 inch to 3/8, okay? Whatever you feel looks best. I wouldn't do less than 1/4 at all. I would do more like 3/8 or, you know, in between there, okay? Let me just make sure, get that. I am right here, and I want to just make sure it's good. I'm going to put it right there. So that's my front cover. So I'm going to punch that first. And on the front cover, let me see, I think what I did was I used the smaller hole. Okay, so for the front cover, we're going to use the smaller hole, okay, to punch only the front cover on your crocodile. So take your front and punch your hole. Okay, that's on the front. Now we're going to go to the back cover, line these up again, and I am going to get them all lined up like so. And I'm going to go in and make a dot right there on the back cover. We are going to punch it with the larger hole because these larger holes are going to be for the eyelets. The smaller hole is for the hitch. So now I'm working on the back cover here. And I think I'm in 1/4 inch or 3/8. Let's see, what did I do here? Right. Okay, good. Same amount in as you did on your front. Just trying to line it up. Okay, there we go. Now, back to the front cover. This is so easy. It comes in 2 pieces. You just put the little piece through the back and screw this on. So easy. I've never used these before, and I think I love them. I mean, this is a great thing. And what I like about it, it doesn't, it doesn't take away from anything on your inside. It's a very nice idea. I like that idea. Okay, so now let's start putting our eyelets in so we can get to the fun part. So I've got my 3/16, so I'm going to start setting them. So I'm going to push it through. It's sometimes a little tight fit, but it'll make it. They'll fit in. You don't want them to be loose, so, and they're not even going to fall out, so I can go ahead and put them in all at the same time. Like that. And then the back cover, they'll have to go in this way. Like that. That. Okay, we're going to get those. And then also in the back cover here, we want to put an eyelet back here as well. Now we're going to set them all in. Okay, so this is the setting. I have the bigger knob here, and I don't know if you can even see it, like the bigger round part here for setting, because sometimes I just don't know what to do and I end up using the wrong one. So to test it, I tested it on I put an eyelet in just a piece of scrap cardboard just to try it and to make sure I had the right setting, because once you set it, if it doesn't turn out right, then it's really hard to get them out to redo them. So I'm going to put them in, and I have to use both hands to close this because I have no strength in my hands. So that worked well. Okay, so I'm going to do the next one. Make sure I get that in there. I'm going to grab it and do both hands. Set that one. Okay, that looks good. And then this one here. Get that in there. Use all my strength, boy, to get these set. Okay, that's the back cover done. And now let me get to the front. Like that. Okay. I love this tool, but boy, it's so heavy. For me it is. It feels so heavy, and it's really awkward for me to use this. That's, and I always have to use both hands. Okay. All right, I think everything looks good. Perfect. Okay, there we go. That's the front. This is the back. Now, I'm going to tell you, because I told you this was bigger, and I showed you on my other one, we can braid it within itself to make it smaller. So the thing first is you want to get it through like that, and you've got it like that. I'm just going to push this one through like that, and then it goes on. And then what I did was, because it is too big right now, I loosened it up. Do I want to go the other way or this way? Here, let me see. I want to put this end, I think. You always wonder how to do that. No, I think I want to do it the other way, the way I had it. So I have it this way. I want to put this end in here like that, but it's still too big. Okay, so what you're going to do is just loosen this up, and then what I'm going to do is put this, wrap this in here again, and you see how it's going to braid on itself. You see that? Like that? Actually, I want it the other way. I lied. I'm sorry. Let's see. How did I want it? This way? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to get the nicer braided side here. Okay. So it's like, how did I do that again? Okay. So there we have it like that. So what you're going to do is spread this apart, fold this through, and bring it through here again. Like that. Okay. I don't think it matters. It looks braided on both sides. What was I thinking? So you can have it like braided one time like this and see how it goes. If it's still too big, you can braid it one more time, okay? I'm sorry about that. Oh, so when you have it together, it's going to just go on here like this. But it depends how thick your book is. So that might be just perfect right there. If you make the book thicker, you could unbraid it one time. If it's still too big, braid it one more time. And I just think it looks fine because it's got that nice, it's still a nice finished look, and it's very sturdy. So, oh my gosh, we have our covers done, everyone. Look at that. Okay, now the fun part is decorating the front, right? And still saving this piece, we're going to make a template. We could probably do that now, actually, if you want. So I wanted to make a template so when we start creating pages to go in here, we have a template to mark the holes, to punch the holes in all our papers, right? Here's the front, and this is 8 inches as long as the cover is here, right? It's just a strip. I just have it to be, I don't know, it's just a strip I had, 1.5 inch strip. So what I want to do is line it up with the spine here. Make sure it's even and lined up like so, because doing this correctly will make sure all your pages, when you punch your pages, they are correct. Okay? You want them all to be like this. So even if you have to clip it in place, if you want to clip it with one of these clips, I could do that too, just to make sure it's not moving, right? Like that. Okay. And then, see, I moved it already. I cannot leave it alone, can I? I have to keep touching it. Okay, just want to make sure. The pages are usually kind of right up to the edge. If you look on those albums, they're not indented. They're like right to the edge like that. When you have it where you need it, stick your pencil straight up, not on an angle. Just stick it up straight up, and I just make a circle in there, straight up, okay? And I'm going to mark that this is top and this here is bottom. And this is the left side here. This is the, I don't think you need to do that. But then I'm going to take, since we're always going to use the bigger holes, I'm going to punch those. And this is going to be the template to use to punch all your holes in all your papers that you're going to put in there. And I want to just make sure my holes are right where I need them here, because one looked a little higher than the other. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. This one looked a little higher, but I'm going to check it and make sure. And if you don't get it right, then just do a new one. Want to make sure. Okay. And then line it back up again, just to be sure you have it lined up. Okay. I think this one here, this was a little bit down. Let me just, okay. All right, so just save that as a template for your pages. Try to get it to the best of your ability, exact as you can. We'll put that to this side. We're going to decorate the front, and I think that'll be good for this video. So I took the record. I had cut the cardboard out slightly smaller than the record itself. I cut the square out of the middle because you want to be able to see the paper, and it looks really nice lifted up a little bit. And if you don't have corrugated cardboard, you can just use another piece of this board. It'll raise it up a little, but the corrugated cardboard raised it a little more, and I love how it looks, okay? So we need to glue this on there. So you have to make sure that, you're not interfering with this, and you want to make sure it's the same amount from here and to here. So you kind of put it, like, I just kind of eyeballed it first just to make sure, and then I took some measurements to see, well, how far up, it looks good, so how far up is that for me? And for me, what I'm looking at looks like, now I need to get my head in here, so hold on. Half. Yeah, it's, and then I know I can go a little bit this way, so I'm guessing it's about a ½ inch. It's about a ½ inch on each side. That looks good to me. So I have that in my head. So once you know exactly what you're going to need, and you keep your ruler out, because once you place it down, you have like a few, seconds, and you can just put that ruler down and make sure again. So I think that looks good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm ready to glue this down. So I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to get glue on the back of this cardboard here. I hope you're liking this project. Boy, I just am so excited with this kit. I love it. Just love it. And also, on Joey's Ko-fi shop, or Ko-fi site, he always is so generous and gives a freebie to coordinate with his new kits. So if you go on Joey's Ko-fi site, you'll see a really nice freebie that goes with this kit, and you'll want to get that. So I highly recommend that. He always gives more, so really, really like it. Okay, so now we have to pay attention, and I'm going to have my ruler here for now to see where I'm placing it. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to first center it down here. Make sure it's even as possible. And when I have the wording straight, I'm going to start moving this a little because you have a few minutes to move it. And make sure, I'm just going to lift it up here a little since I don't want to stick my head in the camera. Okay. And I'm going to move it up a little. You have a little bit of leeway time with this glue. Okay, so that's good. I think I can go over a smidge. Okay, I think that looks perfect. Perfect. Okay, so once you have it where you want it, give it a press and give it a minute to set up before you start moving things around. Easy as that, right? So now comes the fun part where you have to decide what you're going to use to decorate it. Now, I just wanted to decorate it with these flowers that I had cut out that I showed you how I did that in the beginning in the first video. You might come up with some other fun things to decorate it with, like make a collage of album covers, or, you know, you can look for your favorite albums and look them up online and print them out and make a collage of albums. Remember, we used to buy albums, album covers, music notes. Oh, it's endless, you know. So, but I just wanted to carry on this theme of the flowers. So I kind of made 2 of the large, which I said they measured out 3 inches. And then the smaller ones were slightly, like a little slightly smaller than 2.5. So I made 3 of the small and 2 of the larger ones. And I just kind of pulled the colors from the pages, from the paper that I'm using. And I'm just going to arrange them. I want to see the name of the song because that's important. So I don't want to cover up too much of the song like that. And then this one can go maybe like something like this. And then you want to, you know, arrange where you want the other flowers to go. And whenever it looks good to you, and I could stay here and play with this, like, you know, like you want to just overlap them slightly. But I kind of want to do it this way. So I'm going to go a little higher up here. Being aware of my word. I don't want to cover that up. So I think I'm going to just start. Because otherwise you could play with this forever. So I'm going to just start gluing. So once I know where I'm going to put this, like here, I know I don't want to put glue on these 2 right here. So I'm going to hold those 2 so I know that's not where the glue goes. I'm going to one-handedly grab this bottle that's almost empty and wait for it to come through and start putting some glue on here. So I know I can put glue on all the other petals here. Part of that one. And now I'm going to place this down like so. Okay. And then try not to move it around. Okay, then the next one I want to put is this big one here. And I'm probably going to put it there. So I know these 2 petals here, I don't want to put too much on those. So let me hold that down and get that one on. Like that. And I'll probably be cutting more of these petals out to go on the inside of the okay, I'm going to put that right there. Sorry, I can't, sometimes you just can't talk and glue at the same time. You know, it's hard. It's a skill I have not learned yet. Okay, and then this little one here, I'm going to put like right about there. You know, you could overthink it, so try not to. Try not to overthink it. Okay, and the only part that I see is not covered is this tiny little piece right here. So, oops, now my glue wants to come out before I even need it to come out. So let me spread that around. Because I have it laying on its side, so it wants to still come out. Okay. All right, let's hope that works. So I'm going to place this right here. Like that. Okay, and then I want to put this blue one here, and then we're going to do this one. So if I put this one here, these two right here are not getting much on them, these two here. So, oh, here comes the glue again. Gotta hurry up, get that glue out. I just love these. I mean, I always remembered these flowers. I told you I had my wallpaper, pink and white, these type of flowers. And my carpet was a purple shag carpet. I will never forget. That was my first one. I was able to get that attic bedroom. My mom said I could have it. I was so excited. And then this one here, I'm going to put like so. So I'm going to just hold on to those two. Like that. And hurry up and get the cover on my glue here. Okay, and let's get this one on. And I'm going to put it right there. So cute. Look at that cover. Oh, so this is how it's going to look. Just like that. And then that'll be the closure. Okay, well, we've got this the cover all done. Both covers are ready, decorated, just needs to dry. And so the next video, I will show you pages, papers that I printed for pages, how I'm arranging them, and some, you know, other papers I'm going to use, and start gathering some stuff to put inside. So I have all the ephemera printed and cut out, and printed pages, and some other card that I want to put in there, and then we'll start doing that in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope my directions were clear. I'm really excited to keep going on this album. So thanks so much, friends, for hanging with me, and then I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.